You're listening to the Real Estate Growth Investor Circle Canada with your host, 𝐃𝐄𝐒𝐑𝐈𝐏𝐍. This is a safe space for immigrants, entrepreneurs, and future investors who are learning, growing, or taking their first steps in real estate. Here, we move with patience, focusing on clarity, confidence, and progress, one step at a time. Each episode is about real conversations, simple explanations, and honest stories from people who started right where you are and didn't give up. If you've ever felt overwhelmed, unsure, or discouraged, you're not alone. This podcast is here to guide, encourage, and remind you that growth is possible. Welcome to Growth Investor Circle to Real Estate Investing in Canada and around the world. Here's 𝐃𝐄𝐒𝐑𝐈𝐏𝐍.
Hello, everyone. Thank you again for welcome back to this episode. We are going to talk about this series we started last week. We started a few weeks, I think it's 2 weeks ago. We talked about this new launch. We launched a new book, which is it's just right there. It's a wholesaling for immigrant, a step-by-step guide. It's available on Amazon. You can go get your copy. Today, we're gonna just talk around the same subject because we are trying to explain this wholesaling process in the simplest way so people can take action. I wish when I started in my days investing couldn't have all this knowledge that's now available everywhere. So we are so glad to share. Please share this episode with any of your friends who wants to learn how to invest in real estate. Especially follow us on Spotify, Instagram, and other channels where you can find us. I want you to close your eyes a little bit. Imagine walking in Ottawa, looking at the buildings, doors, windows, and opportunities everywhere. And deep inside of you, you know one thing. You don't own any of them yet. But today, we are changing that because we are going to talk about to see behind the price tag, which is wholesaling. Wholesaling, it's simply simple. It's the art of finding the best deal. I will explain a little bit later in the details what I mean by finding the best deal. Listen carefully. The poor sees the price and the wealthy sees the value. Someone with a limited mindset looks at the house and says, that is so expensive. Someone with who has a growth mindset, we will look at the same house and would say something. Look at this. Look at that house. What can this house become? So we are seeing two people with the same house, the same different mindset. So let me take you somewhere. When I was young, I was 5 years back back home. I was a kid. Our family didn't have money, but we wanted to play. We wanted to share with other children. We wanted to play soccer. There we called it football. So what we did is we took a garbage bags, and we wrapped them tied with rope, and we created our own ball, our own soccer ball, which we will start playing with other children. And I was just a kid in the neighborhood. It was fun. It was really fun to play that because it was some even kids became creative at creating their own ball with different color, with different. It became like a trend. Everyone knew how to do it, and it was it was really, like I would say, a way to create value when you don't have any. And some ball from the store we bought, our parent would see that, would say maybe they prefer a ball from a store, a soccer ball. They will go there and buy it, and then when they bring it, we'll prefer the other one that we built because we loved it, because it lasted for who knows, for years. I would say years. That ball will get, oh my goodness, storms, this will stay outside. Nothing will get in, nothing will destroy that ball. It was super strong, super tight, and very, we'll get creative and we'll just love it. And something I loved about it is the more he gets better because he gets more, it forms like a really strong ball to play soccer outside. And let me talk a little bit about the value creation here. If you understand from the beginning, I'm trying to explain how we create value. That is value. Value is not what something looks like. Value is what it becomes in the right hands. So, and real estate works the same way. A house is not expensive. A house is not expensive when you understand it, when you understand wholesaling, because you are not buying it, you are controlling it. You put this house under contract and you assign the contract to another investor for a profit. No mortgage, no perfect credit, no big savings, just an awareness. And here is what most people don't realize. The more expensive the property, the bigger the opportunity, because in Canada, the high price don't block you. They expands your spreads. An investor don't guess. They analyze the value, the repair, the profit margin. So they remember this. Remember this. Prices is what you see. The value is what you understand. The value is what you create. Remember, with the ball we use to build ourselves. So you create a value. So I believe that it's been sitting quietly in your mind, the myth: you need money, you need your own property, you need to be rich to start. What if I tell you you don't need all? You don't need your own. You don't need to own the house to make money from it. Let's sink that in. In Canada, you can make thousands of dollars from houses you will never own. This is what we call wholesaling. You find a motivated seller, someone dealing with pressure, divorce, financial stress, power of sales, inheritance. Then they don't want the house. They just want to resolve their problem. They want a relief. Then on the other side, you have an investor with and look for an opportunity, who's looking for an opportunity, but do not have the time to find the deals. And you stand in the middle. You become like a bridge between the problem and solution. You bring them together, and then the market pays you an assignment fee, which could be 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, even 30,000 to 50,000 in Ontario somewhere, with good spread, good deals. And there is yours to you. What you have to believe is you don't need a perfect credit score. You don't need a bank money. All you need is the awareness and the action, because you are not buying the house. You are creating an opportunity, and that's why wholesaling is one of the most powerful entry point for newcomers, immigrant, and for someone ready to move from survival to owning. So let me talk about one conversation that will definitely change your mindset, your perspective, what you believe in, and hopefully you're gonna start taking action. Let's bring it in reality. One conversation that all it takes is imagine this. For this example, David owns a house, but it is a stressful, old, too much of managing. He doesn't want to the top dollar. He wants a peace. He wants to sleep. You listen to his problems. You understand and you offer a solution. You put the house under contract for the house. Maybe let's say the house is worth 500,000, and you secure the house with a contract for 300,000. Then you connect with an investor who wants to buy the property, and then you secure your payment from the assignment, from bringing the investor in, and you just take over the deal. You don't fix the house. You don't own the house. You solve the problem. And what we are income from you. You earn your own income from the deal, not just for simple effort, but value. You create the value. So because of that, so David will come back to you next time if he has another house and he knows that you are able to close quickly. Maybe David will talk to his friends who knows that you are serious and you solve problems. You are the problem solver in this situation. So now let me take you deep through this and realize this: you are never locked out. You were just looking from a wrong angle. Real estate is not about ownership first. It is about understanding first. You see the difference between the poor mindset and the growth mindset here. All you need is to understand the deal, how you analyze the deal, and your problem-solving skills, that resilient, because we have been through hardship. We know how to solve problems. Maybe it is the first time you are in Canada, you left everything behind, and because you have that resilient already, you are able to create yourself over and over. So this is a way to tap into this wholesaling business. With a proper mindset, with the right strategy, you are able to do it. If you want, you can master this step by step by either buying my book that explain every process, how we go from one property, from wholesaling it to different property, to many. And many deals means you may bring more money into your pocket without owning nothing. You're only learning the arts of finding the best deal on the market, period. That's all you have to. I wrote this for you, this wholesaling real estate for new immigrant step-by-step guide to no money deal, money down, so to build wealth. This is not a theory, it is a blueprint. We break everything into 3 simple steps that can take you from zero to your first deal in Canada, because every country has their own rules and their own law. So we are focusing in Canada. So these 3 steps highlighted in my book here, it will definitely teach you how to go from zero to your first deal. So here is the end of this episode. I hope I was able to explain the importance of buying real estate without owning the property, without swinging the hammers, without basically owning not requires any credit score. You just need to know the process. And Investor Circle Canada is there for that reason. When I started my journey, I didn't have all of this information. You learn from mistakes when you don't have the proper information. But let me tell you, you are a step away from creating wealth. See you in the next episode. It's your host, Gab. Thank you.
Thanks for listening to the Real Estate Growth Investor Circle Canada. We hope you learned something valuable today that will help you continue to move forward on your real estate journey. If you need more information or you'd like to reach Gab for a one-on-one, go to growthinvestorcircle@gmail.com. Join us next time for more tips and proven strategies to grow your real estate business. Until next time, remember, progress comes one step at a time.